All right, question number one. I think this one's pretty common. Now that you mention it, I wish I could have a printed copy of the reflections so that I could avoid my phone at all during my prayer time. So maybe there's kind of two parts here. I would say question one is, a printed version. Has that, obviously we've had one in the past. Have we thought about it for the future? And then I think the part two one is, if for many, many guys, most of the guys, all the guys right now are using their phone, using their app. How do I use that in prayer? How
Yeah,
can I best, especially if like one of the things is like trying to just remove, unnecessary screen time. So I think that's a two-part question.
yeah, for sure. It's a great question, and it's a common question. A couple of thoughts. We don't have books this year, actually, and we've just invested all of our time, effort, and energy into making the app the best that it can be. I would say, kind of taking a step back, it's there's lots of like kind of anti-tech motions and movements today. And a lot of it's oriented towards like big tech, which is at the fundamental compromise of the people that use those platforms. But I actually think that like deeper down, there's so many small tech movements, which like Exodus, where it's guys like you building our app with you in mind. It's like everything you put onto our app's encrypted. We don't sell it in any way. That's just not how we make money or what funds our company. And so I would just say that I actually think that some of those things are worth parsing out a little bit more fully. We'll be doing some of that more publicly over the coming year. But, I'd say the other element to this too is, Exodus is not about just turning off, your digital life entirely. The vast majority of Exodus men, I would say 90% of them, have to use the internet for their work life. And so my point here is like, you need to learn and build up a habit of using technology in a way that's as a tool. And you can do that in a couple of ways, and that's different for everybody. Certainly Exodus can help facilitate that, but just to give you a couple examples, it's like, literally when I started Exodus, I realized like, hey man, social media is just way too frenetic for me. I don't have time to react to all these comments and criticisms or whatever. And it actually isn't leading me into a deeper contemplative life. So I just turned it off. Haven't been there, haven't been back. Don't miss it. Don't even think about it. I forget about it a lot of the time. And that's a personal decision that I've made that I know is very different, from how, other guys on our teams have chosen to make those decisions. But I would say the other thing is like at the end of it, like very practically, it's, you can read the reflection, you can listen to the reflection, you do that. It's meant to just simply support the beginning of your conversation with God in the morning. Exodus is definitely not created to become a distraction. Everything is built from a design system standpoint as a closed system. If you get bored and lost on the Exodus app, I don't even know how you're doing that. Actually, it's meant to be very focused in what it is doing and to be very limited, even in terms of its features. And so that's my encouragement ultimately. And for me to just be somewhat aspirational, it's like, I just don't see a future 5-10 years out where there's no more screens. And I don't love the habit of mind in Christians, which is, I'm just going to turn this off and be gone. Some people can, great. The vast majority of laymen, that's just simply not the case. And I think we need to do a good job of building up good habits and being disciplined in everything in our lives, but assuredly our technology use as well.